So, anyone like to share on that? What is a specialty?
Good evening.
Go ahead, Sister Kamla.
A specialty is something that I like to do and I do at my best.
Wonderful. So this is like a talent.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Good. I was going to say the same thing. It's
All right.
something you like to do, and it's being done easy.
Yes, easy. Do it at your best.
Yeah.
And something that you are good at doing.
Something that you're good at
It's
doing.
done very good. The best.
Action or behavior
Action and behavior.
we have change from others.
Action and
It is different
behavior.
from others, and it makes some difference in the
Uh-huh.
atmosphere or self or the society.
So Kaushik Bhai is saying that its action and behavior be different from others and it makes some impact. Right. Right. So realize your special. All right. So it's a gift from God, Prabhu Prasad. So every one of us has been gifted with a specialty from God, which He knows we will express in our unique way. I'm just reading the caption of what was out in the flyer. So every one of us have been gifted a specialty from God, which He knows we'll express in our unique way. It is what gives us purpose in life and naturally brings contentment. The more we realize it and use it, the more it will radiate into every aspect of our lives and how we serve. So, a specialty is something that I have a talent, a quality that I use in the task, but I use it, and when I use it, it's paving the way for others. It's creating a pathway for others to follow. So a specialty is something which not only I am doing because it is my talent, but when I do it, others, it's like I become the lighthouse for others, that they are able to follow a pathway, a way of life. So it was said of Daddy Prakashmani that Daddy Prakashmani has the specialty of love. So love is a virtue, but how love has become a specialty. So it's a specialty when, regardless of the situation, I'm able to use that quality, and that quality now become a beacon of light or a guiding force for the lives of others. So Daddy Prakashmani, because she was so loving, regardless of whatever was happening in the lives of someone, when they come in front of her, they felt the love and they felt sustained with that love, and they felt they were able to move on with their life because of that love. So a specialty in this context is I am not conditioned by situation and people and behavior pattern. My specialty, I can use it at any time. It's not conditioned. So it's unconditional. Like we say for Baba, we say for God, God is unconditional. God is ocean-like. That means God's love is a fountain that continuously flow. It doesn't flow based on condition, right? And like the sun always is shining, whether there are clouds, whether we, open the curtains for the sunshine to come in or not, but the sun is always there, shining, radiating. So a specialty in this context means that I am a giver, and that's why deities I remember with their hand like this. I am a giver, I'm a bestower. So I'm not giving because somebody gave me, but I'm giving because I've received this gift from God. And this gift from God is what God wants me to give to his creation, right? So specialty is something very deep. It's actually something that will sustain the lives of others as well, right? Anyone like to say anything on that? The discussion, right? Chit chat.
Om Shanti, sister. Good evening.
Good evening, Sherry.
I was wondering if you could have more than one specialty. Is it
Of
possible?
course.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so okay, with that in mind, it gives me a better understanding of myself as well. Because
Yes,
in some case I think that I have more than one.
right, right. Oh, yeah, definitely. We can start with one, but like, why is the goddess shown with eight arms? Why is the goddess shown with eight arms? It's not because she was born with eight arms, but because she has used her speciality, she has used her powers, she has used her talented at the time of need. And a memorial of that is she's shown with eight arms. So we all have many specialties. We all have many qualities. We all have many talent. We all have many skills. But to make them into a speciality, I think it has to be filled with spirituality and God's blessing, like it's saying here, that is a gift from God, right? So when I use it, it's sustaining others, and I'm able to use it regardless of whatever is the situation. So can each one of you think of a specialty of yourself that you use in that way? That you become that giver, that goddess that gives, regardless of the situation, regardless if others recognize it or not. Can you think of one for yourself? Because until we recognize it, we won't be able to use it fully. So if I say this is my specialty, because most of the time we do have qualities, we do have skill, we do have talent, but it's conditioned by situation, it's conditioned by behavior, it's conditioned by influences, right? And if it's conditioned, then it's not unlimited. So it's a quality, it's a talent, but it's probably not a specialty. So my best understanding of a specialty is that it is something that will sustain the self and others. Can you think of a specialty of someone else if you can't think of your own and share that? Or someone can share about somebody else on the Zoom that you have noticed with someone?
I am thinking about right now, I'm thinking about me. And
Yes.
How I am kind of aware that this is a specialty for me is because of the reaction of others. I love teaching, and I started my career as a primary school teacher. And as time go by, I would get positive feedback from the parents, from the students. And even after I moved from the primary and went to the secondary, persons would always appreciate the way how I would break down stuff and explain it in details, I guess because I'm primary trained. And then even after I started lecturing at CPC, I could remember when I left, and so I didn't realize the impact it would have had when persons, reach out to me and said, Miss, how you could leave us like this? I moved from Berbice to Georgetown. They said, oh, what's gonna happen to us? We don't want anybody else to teach us. We understand when you're explaining things to us that you make it so simple. So I guess that my specialty is imparting knowledge.
Imparting
That's
knowledge.
yes, I think that is it because of the feedback, and then I love doing it too. I love teaching to the
Mm,
extent where I'm not teaching anymore. I'm an admin, so I'm mostly in the office. And I could
mhm.
remember one day a teacher was absent, and I went down to the class to assist with teaching, and I felt so different, you know. I felt happy about it. And I was
Right.
able to go down and teach a class, and I wish I could do more of that. And I said I would put myself in a position to do more, go back to the classroom whenever I could and just teach.
Right.
That's my contribution. Om Shanti.
Beautiful. Wonderful. That's beautiful to recognize that. Anyone else recognize yours, or can someone talk about somebody else's one that you've noticed? I think it's good to recognize, like Sherry did, recognize her specialty. I can remember, that is coming to me now, but there was a time where I had a part-time job. I was in Canada and I got a part-time job, and I was working as a cashier. And when my supervisor trained me, you have to, they train you in certain ways to look for certain things when the customer come and all of that. And so what would happen every year, they'll have auditors will come. And the auditors would especially take time to come to the checkout to check the cashiers to see how they're doing, if they're able to follow what training they got. And so the day when they were coming, we were told that they were going to come, and I recognized that they came to me, and I passed with flying colors, right? And so as I was leaving to go home, the supervisors were standing by the door with big bouquets of flowers and say, "You made us so proud. You saved us." That they didn't, punish us because our cashiers don't do a good job. They say you're equivalent to 10 people, and for me, I think about that. What would that be? I think it's a commitment. A commitment, probably, I would say, would be a quality that was used. And then the following year, when they had a new batch of cashiers, and then the auditors came, and the one that they went to, she failed, failed, failed. And my supervisor was like so annoyed. She said, "If I train all of you, that training is eternity. Until you're at this job site, that training should stay with you." And she was like, so mad because when they lose, like mean when the auditors come and they're not able to get the kind of feedback that they were looking to see failure, right? Just testing the cashiers, and so supervisors are very disappointed in that. So I feel, looking at it now, I would say a commitment to uphold the principles and uphold you know, the dignity of the people who have trained me. So maybe that's how I will identify that, as a deep commitment. So I'm helping you to also understand your specialties, right? Brother, anything? I can share one about Kaushik Pai, you know. When I came and after a few days being here, just noticing him like a mother, anything, always, yes, yes, no problem, never say no, no matter who it is, whoever comes, always available to help, to lend a hand. So I feel that specialty of making it easy for all of us, helping us to adjust to situation, and it doesn't feel like it was a challenge or there's any difficulty. So I feel that's a specialty, because then when someone uses specialty like that, it's making things easy for me with ease. So I don't feel challenged. I don't feel, any kind of reactiveness, but I feel a very easily cooperative energy that is coming. So, all right. Anyone else came up with anything? Saraswati.
I agree with you, sister, about Brother Korship. I agree with you. It makes everything seem so easy and light, you know,
Yeah.
just by, observing. That's my observation too. No stress, no anything, just do everything smoothly. So, yes.
So that's specialty where a person is using their talent, their qualities to pave the way for others, to make that pathway very easy for them.
Om
Can you think?
Shanti.
Shanti?
I must add, I'd never had interaction with Kaushik Bhai, but I would like to say he must be a very kind person.
Yes, he's very kind. Sister Kamala, you have to come and taste the kindness.
Yeah, yes, I'm trying to come. But I agree with Sister Sherry on teaching. Teaching is such a joy. You know, um, when I was a child growing up, I noticed that I like to sing. I love singing. And when I get to be an adult, long ago, them parents not allow you to go nowhere for improve your singing or nothing. When I grew up to be an adult, I attended Indian Culture Center for 9.5 years, and I was trained as a classical singer. When I did that, they asked me to work as the music teacher there, right there. And the teaching that I did, so many students were trained and beautiful bhajans and patriotic songs and all of this they learned. Even up to today, as you said, it's a beacon of light. My students are all grown adults, and when they meet me, oh, Auntie Kamla, I sing those bhajans in Mandir up to now, and people don't know them. They're bhajans that I learned from Indian Culture Center, and I taught them to my students. And it's so nice because nowadays I'm retired, I'm not a singer, but my students are still continuing with what they learned from me, and it
Yeah,
makes me happy. Om Shanti.
beautiful. Yes. So I was just reflecting of some of the points from yesterday's Murli. I think we can talk about the Murli since we're all regulars. When one of the thing that we heard that we have to become images of support. So I feel one way in which we can be images of support is this consistency in the qualities or the talent or whatever I have to use it and fully, because Baba says all souls need support. They need sustenance of power, sustenance of virtues, sustenance of our specialities. Because when I sustain them through my own strength, they would also receive strength. So specialty is very beautiful because this is really the means of service. It really means in which we can touch the lives of others. So we have to use what we have, not only when things are working my way and when things are working the way I want, but regardless of whatever is the situation, to be able to continue to use that, become like my commitment that I'm not wavering, I'm not shaking, I'm not moving when situation change, but I am continuing to be that beacon of light using that qualities. Another thing that we can look at when we talk about speciality, that it's a means of really serving, and everyone needs love and kindness and mercy and forgiveness, right? And what we heard in the Murli yesterday was we have to become that ancestor soul. I have to sit myself down and think of myself as an ancestor soul. An ancestor soul because I have received the inheritance from God. I've received power from God. And I want to use that to be able to sustain soul, to help soul. So this vision of mercy and attitude and my attitude of being that ancestor would give that feeling of belonging to soul. So speciality also give that feeling of belonging. Like the example of sharing about Daddy G, that everyone feels belonging, but also not even Daddy G only. But when I came was at a retreat in Mainstay in 1989, what I left with, the feeling I left with, really a feeling of belonging, like something deep in me awakened and really give that feeling of belonging. And I think also every soul want to have that because souls don't even know that they're seeking, they're searching. But the more we can be in that awareness of being ancestors, that we are directly connected to the seed, Shiv Baba, the seed, then we'll be able to really help soul to reach their destination. And then the practice that Baba has given us from the Murli was that look at every soul with your soul conscious vision. So first I have to consider myself to be a soul, and I look at every soul with that soul conscious vision. And I feel naturally we have this soul conscious vision, souls will be touched, souls will be able to pick up, souls will be able to really tune into some vibration that we are really holding for them. So looking at every soul with that awareness of them being a soul, look at souls in their original form, original sanskar. And what is their original sanskar? Peace, love, purity, right? So we are looking at them with that vision. And this is also a specialty, right? A specialty which that regardless of whatever is going on in the life of that soul, I can look at that soul with that vision of soul consciousness, with their original sanskars. And so another practice for us to have is also to have good wishes and pure and elevated feelings that every soul will be transformed, right? That regardless of whatever there it's happening, to let soul conscious feelings emerge for them. And really that would be this the power, the strength that I can donate to them. So speciality is not just only a talent or a skill or a quality, but it's a mindset, it's an awareness, it's an attitude that I have to always have of, like Baba's talking about, the feeling of serving, seva bhav. So it's not just about doing a task, but the feeling of serving. Like that makes me available, that I'm available at any time because it's an opportunity to serve, right? So the seva bhav, it's very important for us to have that souls are really searching, souls really need, souls are really looking for God's love, souls are looking for power, for strength. And let me be available through my thoughts, through my words, through my attitude, through my behavior. So all of that comes under the speciality, which is the gift from God. Because the gift from God that we have received is first, I recognize myself as a soul and recognize my connection with Baba, right? With God, the Supreme Soul. And so the more I'm able to hold this awareness of the self, the soul conscious vision for myself, and the more I'm in this self respect, the more I'll be able to have this same vision for others, right? Soul conscious vision, bring that self respect for self and also for others. And another thing which Baba also talked about giving blessings to others. That no matter what is happening, I'm passing on a road and I see different activities happening. Can I emerge soul conscious vision? Can I see those souls in their original form? And Baba's given an example of the non-living images. Souls go into the temple and they go in front of the non-living images and they get satisfaction, they get contentment, right? Doesn't matter what kind of soul go, what kind of action they may be performing, but they go with that conviction that they're going to get something, that this is an image that will give them some fulfillment. So they're able to take away from that moment, but it's a very fleeting moment. But when they stand in front of those images, they get some fulfillment. They feel they get a blessing, right? So because the specialty to be able to stay in the awareness of all the beautiful gifts we are receiving at this time, that will enable others to receive blessings as well. So the more I'm content, the more I'm full with that awareness, I will be able to inject that into others. So these are a few thoughts I have, and I was wondering if any of you like to share anything on that, anything more you like to add? Any question? Any point for discussion?
Om Shanti, as I am listening and to reveal my specialty, which I am learning here and I know I have. But knowing and being and doing as in action and have that love of doing it, it is my specialty. So with that loving feelings, will continue the journey in seeing my own specialty and others as well to look at it in the soul conscious way, the highest quality. Yes. So I will continue the journey as we look at each one in their own specialty and their highest quality, as well as myself. Thanks for sharing. So I am inspiring as Sister Sherry shares, Sister Kamala share, you share your experience. So there is many
Yeah.
too. Thank you all.
As I was sharing in the class sometime, I went to Moini Didi and I was complaining that this person is like this and this person is like this. And she said, okay, are you done? If I start to list your weaknesses and your complaint about you, it will be a long list too, you know. So I looked at her, said, I thought she would say, oh, you're so right. That person is like this and that person like that. So she said, if I were looking at your weaknesses, you wouldn't be here today, right? And so she said, everyone has specialty. God has chosen everyone, and everyone has a gift from God, the speciality. And we have to train our vision to look for that speciality and connect to that speciality. And that is our only business, to connect to that speciality. We don't have any business to look at anything else, right?
That's
And to
true.
know that everyone have speciality. Everyone was born as a gift from Baba, speciality. That camera went off. So it's really a good training. Came back.
Training the self, yeah.
It's really a good training because we came from a deep place of body consciousness, and our vision go all over the place. And, we look at weaknesses, we look at shortcoming, we look at defects, and we think we're great and that person is nothing or whatever. But it's really a big body conscious vision I'm looking through. And so soul conscious vision would help me to look for the qualities, the speciality, and focus on that and help them to grow that specialty and let them flourish. Right? And it's actually a blessing that will come back to me if I'm able to see that soul with this vision of their speciality. Because it's like you meet someone and you really are highlighting their qualities, and the connection is so beautiful at that time, because there's a loving exchange is happening, because I'm really looking at something very positive, something very deep within that soul, and I'm actually sustaining them in a subtle way by looking at their specialities, right? So, and I've seen this with our seniors. This is what they do. This is how they operate. Like I live at Peace Village with Sister Kala, and she includes everyone. If we're planning a trip, everybody should be invited. If we're having a party, everybody should be invited. If we're doing something, everybody should be invited. No one should be excluded. So that big, generous heart, because each one is Baba's child. Each one is there because God has given them a specialty. And so it's a good training for all of us to be able to train ourselves and look at others with this specialty. And I think it really comes from ourselves. I remember someone was telling me a little while back, a couple years back, there was one young sister at Peace Village, and she used to spend a lot of time in the room. And I don't know if she was doing classes or what she was doing, but when she would come down, sometimes she wouldn't be so pleasant, and sometimes she would be very pleasant. So then one day we were having a conversation. She said, you know what? I noticed that when I'm in my room and I'm not using my time in a worthwhile way, when I come down, I'm not very pleasant with people. But when I'm in my room and I use my time in a very worthwhile way, thinking of and studying and all of that, I come down and I have a really beautiful, interactive relationship and based on virtues. So I thought that was interesting, because whatever I'm focusing on, it's going to spill out in my relationship when I speak to others, right? If I'm looking at specialties, if I'm looking at the virtues, if I'm looking at the good things, naturally that will come out in my relationship. But if I'm thinking about somebody's weaknesses and what they didn't do and what they should do, then it will come out again. So somewhere or the other, right?
Yeah.
Sister Helia?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm listening.
Okay. All
Baba,
right.
Baba say if we can't see any speciality, just see one speciality that soul recognize the Father. And one,
Recognize Baba.
right, that soul recognize Baba. And when we realize that,
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, some speciality we will able to see.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's really like a multivitamin for the soul. If we can have this attitude of looking for appreciating something, looking for some specialty. Like I remember Brother Eric from Montreal, one time he was talking, he said, we have to look for something good about that person. Even if I say you have a beautiful pair of shoes, that's also good, So looking at and connect that person with something good, that you're appreciating about them. And really, it's going to be the connection between me and that soul. And I'm sustaining them through having that beautiful awareness and your beautiful vision for them. Right?
Sister Anne,
Yes.
you
They would
said to
also feel
you said to share something what I see in others, right? I see in one of our special child that they can bake nice rolls and make nice pera. Do you know who that is? You
Not
want
me,
nice rolls and pera? Sister
Sister
Hilia.
Kamla.
Sister
Okay.
Hilia.
Yeah, she made rolls yesterday for us. Beautiful rolls.
She's very
Yeah.
good at pera also.
Okay, Sister Hilapira next. Right.
yes, yes,
Famous red.
you missed the pair. All right. Oh, God.
Okay. She'll make a
Famous.
couple dozen for me to take to Peace Village. Sister Helia, that's my request. Use your specialties, a gift from God. Right.
Famous
So
red roll too.
yeah, yes.
Famous red roll.
And
Salara.
Salara.
Lara.
You
Nice
see how
Salara.
fast we can find specialities? Yeah.
It's so
So,
funny.
Um,
it's really
uh,
beautiful that we can start our morning or day with in this way. Oh, good morning, Baba. I am so special. I'm sitting in front of you. You've given me so much, and all your beautiful children. Really start our day with that. Go ahead, Kaushik. What?
Sister, my question is, if somebody is having good specialty, he's a master of something to do, whether it brings him to, he become a egoist or some attitude, whether it's happening or not.
It's not a specialty if they're doing that. Because a specialty would be full of divinity. A specialty, some
Got
quality
love.
that has divinity, which include love and so on. But if someone has a talent and they become egoistic about that, then that's body consciousness. I remember someone sharing that this person sings really great, but Didi want some other Didi, not in USA, but Asia or somewhere there. Didi won't allow this person to sing in public program. So somebody said, well, why not? Didi said he has to melt his ego first. Right? Because when they do it, then they might get in this I and me, and I did it well, and I did it well. And then others, they probably might be enjoying the good singing, but it's not giving them a spiritual experience. No? Mm, yeah. All right. Anyone else?
Shanti, everyone.
Shanti Kenda.
Yes, Baba says that every day we have to be more careful about being soul conscious. Remember Baba, follow his teachings, his Srimad, and whatever he's teaching us, he wants us to be, he's elevating us. That specialty is coming from him, we're receiving. So whatever he's giving us, that knowledge and everything, we take that and we become his special children. And
Mm-hmm.
each children, each one we encounter, each soul has
Mm-hmm.
something special in them. And if we are so conscious, we should look at each other as souls, because each soul has a speciality, but we might have more than one. And we follow Baba teachings, and we practice, we do our meditation, connect yoga with Baba, follow his teaching, be disciplined, live the life, the Baba wants. Serve, you say Seva through our, our mind, our thoughts, our words, our action. Practice. And whenever you see these souls, just be soul conscious. It's another soul I'm encountering. And despite of whatever reaction they might bring to you, you just look for the positivity in them, nothing negative. Or before you leave them, make sure that you give them they get something from you and they feel good about it. That they're special and you're special. So you have your specialty and each soul has something special. You never must think, as you brought the word in, ego. Oh, I'm special and you're not. Each one of us is special. But we are Baba's special children because we are following his teachings and we are practicing it. He wants us to share. As he said, transform ourselves. He's helping us to transform ourselves. So the world need us, need transformers. And we have to be those transformers, be that instrument to transform the world. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Genda. All right, so it's 7 o'clock. Do we want to meditate and take our specialty as a gift from God for this Shivratri, Shiv Jayanti? Let's go to Baba and say, well, Baba, I want a beautiful gift from you. I have this talent, I have this specialty, or I have this quality, but I want to make it into a speciality. I want you to fill it with so much power that it become a specialty to show the pathway for others, right? So we'll meditate on that. Tension upward. I recognize that I am a special soul. Baba has blessed me in a very special form. I'm God's right hand. I have the power. I have the ability to add Baba's energy into the world. Baba's light, Baba's powers. I, the soul, sit in the awareness. I have received many, many gifts from God. Some of them I'm able to use fully, and some of them only sometimes. So I open my treasure store and I place them in front of Baba. That each gift that is received from Baba Supreme, I would like each gift to be used in an unlimited way. So I place them in front of Baba. And I ask Baba to help me to recognize the ones in which I'm not able to use fully. Which ones have some limitation, but they may be the one that can serve humanity. Let me take Baba's qualities and make these qualities or these gifts into a speciality. Prabhu Prasad, their holy offering, gifts from God, and they are to be used for God's children. What does human being need in today's world? Everyone needs love and acceptance. Everyone needs forgiveness and mercy. Let me keep my heart open. Baba can show me which one of these gifts you would like to use to make me an instrument for you. I allow Baba's light, Baba's power to enter the soul, shine that light on these godly gifts, make them special, make them unlimited, like I can use them for the unlimited task. That every soul come into my connection, take something, whatever Baba would like to give that soul. Let my treasure stores be open. Baba can use it as an instrument.
हर्षित मुख जो रहता है सबका स्नेही बनता है। खुशियों से खिला रहता चेहरा अतीन्द्रिय सुख वो पाता है। सहयोग सभी का मिलता उसको प्रभु पसंद बन जाता है। प्रभु पसंद बन जाता है। दिव्य गुणों के गुलदस्ते से जीवन महक जाता है। सद्गुणों के श्रृंगार से दिव्य जीवन बन जाता है। दिव्य जीवन बन जाता है। दिव्य गुणों के गुलदस्ते से जीवन महक जाता है। संतोष है सरताज गुणों का जो इसे अपनाता है। अनमोल खजाने का वो मालिक महादानी बन जाता है। मधुर शीतल निर्माण चित्त संतुलित जीवन बनाता है। हंस समान मोती चुगकर जीवन सफल बनाता है। जीवन सफल बनाता है। दिव्य गुणों के गुलदस्ते से जीवन महक जाता है। दिव्य गुणों के गुलदस्ते से जीवन महक जाता है। सद्गुणों के श्रृंगार से दिव्य जीवन बन जाता है। दिव्य जीवन बन जाता है। सद्गुणों के श्रृंगार से दिव्य जीवन बन जाता है। दिव्य जीवन बन जाता है। दिव्य गुणों के गुलदस्ते से जीवन महक जाता है। दिव्य गुणों के गुलदस्ते से जीवन
अरे शिव की याद रहेगी तब आँखों में समाया